Coach, how impressive was it for you to see your team play that great of defense tonight?
Just getting better. The answer is not to constantly jump around. You have to know who you are. I'm with these guys every day in practice, so I see the improvement they're making. Inexperienced teams have a hard time defending at this level. That's why teams that rely strictly on freshmen, I don't care how highly they're rated. I don't care how many 5 stars they got or stars they got. I don't care what their projection is. Most freshmen don't guard, which is why a lot of those one-and-done teams don't win the championship. Look at the two teams that were in the championship last year. Texas Tech. Texas Tech had, I think, 3 grad transfers. That means they were in their 5th year. Virginia, old veteran team. Old teams and veteran teams can guard. Look at our team last year. If this team were to stay together for 2 more years, they would be where last year's team was last year. So just keep getting better. Believe in what you're doing. Be firm. Hold guys accountable. But another big reason why our defense was so good tonight was Bryson Gresham. You take your pick. These were the 2 best players on the floor tonight. Bryson on defense. And I thought the second half tonight was the best Dejan's played since last season. He struggled. But you got to remember, he's not a machine now. A kid set out 35 consecutive days where he didn't touch a basketball. That's not easy to start from there and think you're just going to, pick up where you left off. He's getting back to, and Dejan's playing at a high level. He makes us pretty good. I thought his defense was good tonight. He rebounded the ball, and I thought he played with some intelligence the second half. But Bryson, though, Bryson was a horse in there. 6 offensive rebounds, 6 defensive rebounds, and 6 block shots. That's pretty impressive. That's the best I think we've had anybody play this year.
Kelvin, yesterday you had mentioned.
And the other thing, Nate's one of those guys that's easy to take for granted because he does it every night. What's most impressive about Nate, he had 17 points and only took 6 shots. So his efficiency was good. He didn't force anything. His teams they're learning to play with each other, and it's going to take a while. That's why you're disappointed when you lose a game because we know how much we put into it, but we also know that we just got to keep hitting that rock and keep fighting and getting better, and we did that. We got better the last 3 days of practice.
You had mentioned yesterday about the point guard spot and maybe tinkering with it. Caleb getting the start today, and then how you use Dejan. Can you kind of talk about maybe doing some of that? What you were trying to maybe kickstart?
Yeah, really. I think my main reason for doing it was getting Dejan more comfortable. He's first of all, Dejan doesn't have an ego. So taking him out of the starting lineup and bringing him off the bench is it's not hard for him because he just cares about winning. Dejan's a winner. Now some guys, immature guys pout. Mature guys want to win. They don't care. But I respect Dejan. I brought him in, told him what I was going to do, and he reacted exactly the way I thought he would.
Coach, 11 turnovers in the first half and only 1 turnover throughout the entire second half. What did you see from the team just from the first half to the second half?
Well, we had 5 offensive charges. I don't know if I've ever had a team do that. Of course, I can't remember all the games. We may have, but I can't remember one. It seemed like we had 5 offensive fouls. But Bryce is not exactly Akeem Olajuwon down there. He banged the guy once and he moved, and Bryce said, well, let me see if I can do this again. Next thing you know, he fell down. I said, Bryson, that second one don't work, Hoss. And then Fabian, it worked so well for Bryson, Fabian said, let me try it. Same result. And next thing you know, Quentin got one. But that's why it was if we just take care of the ball, we were up. I think the South Carolina game we were up 20, but we had 17 turnovers. But the second half, when they're in front of me, I can kind of organize them. We got to get better at being organized in the first half when they're just have each other, and that's where we've got to just keep getting better in practice. We're a long way away. This team, don't compare this team to last year's team. There might have only been 10 teams in America like last year's team. Last year's team was unique. We set a school record for wins. That means in the history of the school, nobody ever won that many. Chances are nobody ever will again, at least in my lifetime. Hopefully, I live a few more years. But that's hard to do at this level. Look at you guys watched college basketball. Look at all the teams that are losing every night. Roy Williams is one of my best friends. And I go back for 30 years. His team's lost 4 in a row. North Carolina's pretty good. You say, what's wrong with them? Their best player's out with an injury. But we're 7-3. We're probably an eyelash away from being could easily be 9-1. But we're who we choose to be. Nobody else gets to choose anything about us. We choose who we are, and that's why we go to practice every day, and we sweat and we bleed and we do it all together. But these are my guys, and I'm gonna ride with them.
Bryson, what was different for you tonight in terms of the block shots with the timing? What was it?
I'll say it's the way I practice. I had a good practice these past 2 days, so I feel like my energy got brought over from practice on the court.
Dejan, with you, there's the time that you missed, but did you feel like maybe the role that you had coming off the bench tonight, and then how they were using, was that more kind of like last year in terms of how you felt in the comfort level?
Yeah, I say it felt exactly like last year. Just coming off the bench, bringing energy, coming off the bench and being a point guard and trying to run the team and get us together. Like, say for so if we're losing, I come and bring energy. If we're winning, just keep the same energy. So I just felt comfortable, and it just felt exactly like last year.
Coach, saying that, how well he did tonight, will it be something that'll stick with him come off the bench?
Probably. We'll see. Quentin's been really bothered by an injury. It's really affecting his play. He's been in and out of practice a lot. But he's got, John, he had an MRI and a CAT scan yesterday morning. He went to the hospital yesterday for a CAT scan, MRI. He's got 2 or 3 different issues going, one in his lower leg and then one at the bottom of his foot. Usually when it's the bottom of your foot, it usually tells you it might be plantar fasciitis. I'm not sure if that's it. But, he's just been struggling in practice. And when he struggles, I always tell a kid to get out. I don't expect anybody to play with an injury. I expect them to play with pain. But some kids have a high opinion of pain, and some kids have a low opinion of pain. Which one are you, Chris?
I used to be high, I'm old now, so.
Okay.
I'm low. Hey, Coach, with Quentin, now that you're going on this long trip, how do you prevent? Is it preventive in terms of what you can do in terms of the
It's over
long
my
play?
pay grade, Hoss. You're going to have to ask John Houston that one.
Well, I guess moving forward, playing him, is it something that he's just going to play through, or are you going to watch his minutes a little bit more?
Yeah, well, today's, what is today? Thursday? We don't play until Sunday, so, it's a long flight over there. Don't get overly excited about this Hawaii thing, fellas. We're going to play in a tournament. Doesn't matter whether you're in Manila or Ames, Iowa, or Hawaii. We're playing 3 games in 4 days and flying back. But this is a great opportunity for us to continue to grow as a team, and that's what we just have to keep growing. Season doesn't end in November or December. I mean, we got a lot of basketball in front of us, a lot of room for improvement.
How do you think Caleb did defensively?
Getting better. He's getting better. He's learning how to play. We weren't very good defensively a month ago, But that's because when Marcus and Caleb's on the floor, we weren't going to be very good. You know, doesn't matter who's on the floor with them. You know, freshmen are going to struggle. You know, especially when you're playing against seniors and juniors. You know, Texas State, Texas Arlington, who's those other teams we played? In Oklahoma State's three best players are three fourth-year seniors: McGriff, Jagua, and Waters. You know, they're seniors. You know, Oregon's best player is a senior. They start 3 grad transfers and 2 seniors. You know, they're old. You know, BYU, that goes without saying. So, you know, for us, I don't overreact to wins or losses. Never have. You just have to keep pounding that rock, keep getting better and better. This team will keep getting better.
Dejan, I can't remember if you were on the court at the time, but they score that basket to get within 5 and get the technical, and you guys kind of take off from there. Is that, you know, sometimes you look for motivation or lighting the fire. Was there anything in that spurt that, you know, once they closed it that you guys just did?
I actually was in the game. He screamed in my face, but I'm learning, getting better. I ain't react, so he got the tech. And coach called me to the sideline and just was like, Dejan, they're within 5, so get us going, not on offense, get us going on defense. So I just tried my best, went out there, gathered us together, said a few words, and the rest was history. We just took off.
From a playmaker perspective, you had 9 assists tonight, and you and Bryson probably have the best pick-and-roll chemistry in the country. How did you feel just in the rhythm as a point guard, just making plays?
It felt good because I needed to get back to that. Dishing the ball, I love seeing my teammates score. That brings a joy to me just as much as me scoring. I probably passed up a lot of shots tonight to get them shots, but it don't matter. Me and Bryce, we just been having that chemistry, and it just carries over. And we know each other so well. Like, he knows when I'm gonna throw, he knows when I'm not gonna throw it. So it's just, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, move it. That's it.
Bryce, along that line, that's been your guy for what, since y'all were kids, or at least 8th grade. I remember you saying that you didn't like him at the beginning when you first met him, and then y'all kind of developed.
About 9th grade. Since 9th grade, we've been doing that. We're playing basketball.
But is that, I mean, that says something when you guys can kind of read what you're thinking, the moves, you know, you kind of have that little play that you run. And
Right, definitely.
We want you to expound on it.
Expand in which way?
Make something up.
Yeah, it's just like when I roll hard, I just know it's coming. Like I know he reading the big. Like if the big help up a little bit, I just know it's coming. I should say.
Merry Christmas.